Good morning. So we continue with day 5 of creation. Creation 101, day 5, sea, animals, and birds. And in Genesis 1, 20 to 23 says, "And God said, let the waters teem with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind." So God created, here the bara is used, great sea creatures and every sort of fish and every kind of bird. And God saw that it was good. Then God blessed them, saying, "Let the fish multiply and fill the oceans. Let the birds increase and fill the earth." This happened on the 5th day. On day 5, we come across the second time the Hebrew word bara is used. So go back to the first post of the series, Creation 101, when the first time bara was used in the creation story, Genesis 1:1, where it says, "In the beginning, God created," God bara, "the heavens and the earth." It is used 3 times in Genesis. The Hebrew nouns for different animals mentioned here in Genesis 1:20 are sheres, nephesh, and op. Sheres refers to swarms of small or minute creatures. They could refer to amphibians, reptiles, and insects, mollusks, crustaceans, and fish. As the Bible indicated, there was an explosion, and the fossil record testifies to it. Swarms of diverse sea animals emerge, as is evidenced by the Avalon explosion and the Cambrian explosion. The Avalon and Cambrian explosion was only possible through billions of years of photosynthetic activity from the appearance of vegetation in creation day 3. Plants breathe in carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. Finally, the earth has enough oxygen to be able to sustain higher life form like animals. The sun plays a role in the timing for the appearance of these sea creatures and birds. At the beginning of creation, the sun was way too bright and therefore too hot. As the time of creation continues, there is an early and extreme drop in the luminosity of the sun, but its brightness has begun to increase. Creation day 5 introduces animal species that are identified by the Hebrew noun nephesh. It has a range of possible meanings like soulish. So these animals are of a higher order to the Cambrian explosion. The Cambrian and Avalon explosion are tiny sea creatures that are not nephesh in the sense that they have some kind of instinct where they can respond to each other and to humankind, like a dog would respond, when you say, here, or a cat, here, kitty, kitty, or here, whatever. They would respond wagging their tail or barking. So they have some kind of emotion, and the Bible, the Hebrew word for them is called nephesh. They have a soul. And so the Hebrew noun nephesh has a range of possible meanings like soulish. So land creatures with the breath of life, creatures capable of expressing yearnings, emotions, passions, and will, a self-aware creature. So it's not found previously. So now you have higher form of animals that have some kind of soul. A self-aware creature. Nephesh also denotes any species characterized by a nurturing behavior toward progeny or mate or both, as would fit all birds and mammal species. For example, a male dog and a female dog would respond to each other and then would would have passions and emotions, and then would have the young which they care for. So here we see a higher sort of animal life. We are not sure where the alligators and crocodiles fit. Maybe they do care for their young. Nobody has really studied if they respond in the same way as a dog with each other and their baby crocodiles. Here, for only the second time in Genesis 1:21, the word bara is used. The other Hebrew verb is asa. It also appears. Asa could apply to the making of the physical body. That means it's the physical body, just like mankind was made from dirt, which already exists. But something new has been introduced, so you have the word bara there. In the case of higher animals, they have passions, yearnings, have a kind of soul. But later when we talk about Adam, there is more than a physical body made from dust, a soul, but the Spirit of God. So here, then again, the word bara would be used because bara is created from nothing. Nothing existed like that before. Asa could apply to the making of the physical body, and bara applies to the creation of the soulish quality. Soulish or nefesh means they are capable of emotions like being happy or being afraid and anxious. Definitely, we do not have the same number of creatures in early creation as we have now. The extinction risk for mammalian species rises dramatically with increasing body mass. We just lost our last white rhino. It went extinct in front of our eyes. The fossil history of large body mammals fits well with the biblical claim that a creator intervened in the pre-human era to create new life forms and then ceased to do so since the advent of humanity. Based on this evidence, it seems less likely than ever that humanity could be related to the great apes or to the various hominid species through common descent. So there is an extinction rate which is especially prevalent among bigger mammals, for example, the dinosaurs and the bipedal primates, the ape-like looking creatures, which some people think that we are their progeny, but they went extinct long before intelligent man came on earth. And Psalm 104 supports this history of ongoing extinction and speciation. There is a reason for everything, which we can study later on. For their appearance, why did they appear? Why did they go extinct? So the kind of animals at the beginning of creation is very different from today. And even today, we see there is an extinction rate, which we try to prevent, but sometimes it's possible, sometimes it is not. As I've said before, the extinction of the white rhino, the last male or female died, and therefore that was it. Psalm 104 supports the history of ongoing extinction and speciation. Psalm 104, 27 to 28 says, the psalmist declares that all of earth's creatures depend on God for their needs. Verse 29 refers to those instances when earth's creatures die off. But then, according to verse 30, God recreates and renews the face of the earth. The fossil records have revealed many transitional forms of whales and other creatures, which seem to suggest that God performed more than just a few creative acts. This is important when we question the appearance and subsequent disappearance of dinosaurs and bipedal primates or hominids. Those Neanderthals, those human-like creatures that stand on 2 feet, which we think then they look like us. We call them hominids. And we will discuss more on dinosaurs and hominids in another post. But as we draw closer and closer to the end of creation, we see the reason for each activity on each creation day. I mean, God does not do anything except that there's a reason for it. It's, in spite of the fact that the Big Bang says that the Big Bang Theory only demonstrates that Earth has a beginning. And as to what happens after that beginning, we believe that there is a power, a force which we call God, that is intelligent, that has designed this Earth in an intelligent way, especially when we trace creation day one to what we have today. And we can see the intricacies and marvel at it and rejoice that we have a God like Him.